Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome every student for this lesson. We are going to take Unit 2 Reading, and the name of the course is Mega Goal 1, and the subject of course is English, and we still in the first semester, and the targeted grade is first secondary stage. Alright, so let's move to the objectives of our lesson for today. What we will learn. We are going to learn three main things. Number one, talk about some job qualifications. And number two, read job pool correctly. And number three, learn the correct way to write a resume. Alright, so we are going to focus on three main things, talking about some job qualifications and also reading job pool correctly, and final thing, how to write your resume or even read other resumes. We call it sometimes CV. But as usual, before we go deeply in any lesson, we need to stick a bit with the warming up. So what can you see in this slide? What can you see in this slide? Okay, he is a boy. So what is this uniform? All right, he is a doctor. Okay, the question for you now, what should you be able to do if you want to be a doctor? What should you be able to do if you want to be a doctor? What is your point about doctor as a job? Do you like it? If yes, please tell us the reasons. If not, you can even tell us the reasons. All right? Sounds great. Okay, this is the first slide of our lesson. We are going to focus, as you can read here, on reading. Okay, so read the three job opportunities and find the sentences that tell what a person should be able to do in each job. So what we are going to read now, we are going to read three different job opportunities, and we are going to look for sentences that tell what a person should be able to do in each job. Are you ready to move? Okay. Now, the first of the three jobs is medical or media intern, TV and radio media international. So, okay, now I'm going to read the whole passage for you. Just follow with me, and then we are going to discover some information related to media intern. Okay, our interns research need to find information quickly and be able to summarize it in a clear language. They also greet our guests when they arrive in our studios. You need to be fluent in English and be good at using computers. And must be friendly and outgoing. This is a paid internship for the summer. Right? So this is what anyone should do when he just join any media intern. Okay. So as you can see now, find some information, be able to summarize, fluent in English, good at using computers, all these things you should be a skill of anyone want to join such a field. All right. So don't forget. Look at this slide now because we are going to ask you later on about some questions related to this slide. All right. So this is the second job opportunity of our lesson for today. But before we go deeply, what can you see in this picture? What are they doing? How many? They are one, two, three. So what do you think? What they are doing? Are they covering or they are digging for looking for something? Or what do you think? All right, now we are going to discover what they are doing. Archaeological interns, students learning overseas. We have been uncovering ruins at Pompeii for several years. Interns' job is to dig slowly and carefully. They also work to uncover buildings that have been buried for centuries. The reward is a chance to discover something that volcano Vesuvius buried with its lava 2000 years ago. So, we are talking about digging something to look for old things, and one of the places around the global is Pompeii, which is considered as one of the historical places, and some ruins in that place you need to look. So what their job now is just to dig and look for the old things. So the job is to dig slowly but carefully. And I also work to uncover buildings that have been buried for centuries. And as I told you, you are going to find very, very old thing. All right. So don't forget. Also, this slide we are going to ask you about it in some question. Okay, number three, which is the third job opportunity, environmental engineering, Saudi construction, Riyadh. Okay, so I'm going to read it for you as usual. This project involves the construction of the route or of a route and a number of other local projects. The interns work alongside experienced civil engineers and receive training in the different work sector. You need to be able to read blueprints, have some knowledge of Arabic, and be able to cope with temperatures that average 140 Fahrenheit, or what we said as 40 degrees. All right, so this is the third job opportunity. I need you to look carefully to the passage. Generally, it's related to engineering and the job offered in Saudi, especially in Riyadh. So what you should know that the weather is hot and you should be able to speak Arabic, and there's some training of the field in that job. So the main idea of the company is construction of road, okay, a number also of other local projects. So are you ready to receive the answers? Now it's time to evaluate yourself whether you get the right choices or not. So after reading, answer true or false. Number one, job pool has been growing since the year 2000. Okay, so you need to decide now whether it is true or false. And number two, the archaeological interns get a good salary. And number 3, the media intern needs to speak several languages. And the 4th question is the candidate for engineering job must be good at reading blueprints. All right, student, your job now is to tell me where is the true statement, where is the false one. So it's not difficult. We might come back and you will see some other slide. All right, so this is the 3rd job opportunity. I need you to look for that passage and read and try to remember the question and get the right meaning. All right, so number 4 is for the last slide. If you can remember, the candidate for engineering job must be good at reading blueprint. Is this right? So you need to make your choice. I'm going back to the second slide. I'm sorry, the second job opportunity, and also look to that informations um, there and try to figure out if that statement you have read previously right or not. This is the first job opportunity, and I need you to do just the same thing with those two previously. All right. So I suppose now you to take uh, your decision related to that exercise. So are you ready now to move? We are going to check your answers as well. All right. Now it's time for the answers. So number 1, job pool has been growing since the year 2000. This is absolutely true. And number 2, the archaeological interns get a good salary, and also this is not good. Number 3, the media intern needs to speak several languages. This is as well not true. And number 1, the candidate for engineering job must be good at reading blueprints. So this is true. We have true, false, false, true. Good job for those who get it from the first time. And for those who couldn't get it for the first time, never mind, we're going to do it next time without mistake. All right. Now, before I explain it to you what you are seeing now, I just need you to look the whole slide. What comes to your mind once you read those numbers and name of routes or something like that? And also education. What do you mean by education? Experience, honors, awards, skills. What are they? Why they are in this written this way? Do you know what's the meaning of the word resume? Do you remember what is the third objective of our lesson for today? It was how to write a resume. So resume is, we called it sometimes CV. So what you should write in your CV, you should write your personal information and also your address as well. And after that, you can write your education, your even current education, or if you have graduated, you need to just list that graduation certificate, whether it's from institute or even university, and then move to the experience. Did you work before? You need to tell us a bit about your work, what you have been doing for long time, and then move to the honors and awards and describe what uh, awards you have gotten for many years. All right. The last thing is skills. which is easy to write about because you are discovering yourself, what you are good at, and just mention it. And we are going to do a next slide to read it separately for each part in order to understand it in the right way. But keep in your mind, we are going to talk about resume in the next 5 slides. So we are going to talk about resume, or if you like, CV. Okay, so the first part of the resume is to write personal information. For example, you can see Carl here. This is the name of the street, and also this is the address. The telephone number is, and the cell phone, and also email you can put in your resume. Okay, so all these information for one person. His name is Carl. All right. Let's move to the second part of the resume, which is usually related to education. We write education in our resume, and it comes uh, usually after the personal information, an undergraduate student. In this resume, you are going to read about Carol, all right? So this is an example for you. So, undergraduate student at Center University, majoring in media studies, and also a graduate of City um, High School. When it comes to experience, Carol um, has a great experience in host of radio program. Responsibilities include interview people about teen related issues on the air, decide on topics and help organize the show, in charge of a school website, school days, have written articles on community issues and on student concerns, have done interviews and research to get a background information. All right, so those are the experiences of Carol. Now it's time to mention what are the awards or honor of Carol. The school website won an award as one of the most useful to students in the state. This is the first honor awards. And an article I wrote about jobs of young people has appeared in the local press, which is an honor for him. And the last thing you shouldn't forget is the skills. So, computer expertise in word processing and graphic programs, and also fluent in Spanish. So, he has two languages, English and Spanish. So, those were the section of the resume. We start with the personal information and then move to the education. After that, we should mention, write about your experience, move to the honors and awards, and finally mention your write uh, your skills. All right, now it's time to discuss with you something in as a 3 points, and I need your point of view as well. So the first point, what types of information does Color include in his resume? What types of jobs do you think Carol has the qualifications for? I need your explanation, please. What do you think Carol has written in his resume? Can you remember the personal information, education, experience? So what type of jobs? Is it related to teaching or training or media? Okay. So the second point, what qualifications do you have that you can include in a resume? What jobs are you qualified for? Now, this is a question, or this point for you mainly. What qualifications do you have that you can include in your resume? if you finished your intermediate school, if you finished your high school, if you finished a university, you need to mention that. And also, what jobs are you qualified for? And the last point, in your opinion, what makes a person qualified for a job? What do you think? Is it a skill or awards or education or experience or even all together? Education, experience, honor, and skill. What makes a person qualified for a job? I need you to just focus with me and just tell me the reason. All right. Today we learned three main things. If you can just follow with me. Number one is media intern, and number two is archaeological interns, and number three is environmental engineering. So job pool, media intern, you need to summarize information, be fluent in English, and also be good at using computers, and also be friendly. In the archaeological, you will work to uncover buildings that have been buried for centuries. In the environmental engineering, you need to be able to read blueprints, have some knowledge of Arabic, and be able to cope with the temperatures. Today as well, we learned the resume or the CV. You should include the information, the address, the experience, the education, and the awards or honors. And the last thing is the skills you have. So don't forget, once you decide to write your CV, if even after graduation of high or secondary school, uh, you should write some personal information. That personal information might include the address and also experience. If you have an experience, education, don't forget to write your last um, certificate, whether it's secondary or even higher than that, and also the awards, and finally the skills. Okay, those were the references of the lesson. We have reached to the end of that. I would like to thank you so much for you watching. I hope you do enjoy and learn at the same time. And please, for more information and lessons, please visit our website. And also you can contact us through the Twitter. And if you want to call, you can call us on 80044222220. And I wish a happy day for you. I hope to see you next time in another lesson. Goodbye for now.